Richard, that's great. You segued, I think, nicely into my last question, and it's been great to hear about your experiences. And that is, what advice would you give somebody starting a small online business selling B2B? What kind of the key things you'd tell them as they get started on marketing online?
Yeah, I think but my lessons learned were a couple. One is when I started, I think you need to look at the size of your category. And what I mean by that is maybe go to the keyword tool and see, roughly how many searches globally or locally in your jurisdiction happen each month. They'll give you that number. I mean, there's some questions about I wouldn't say the authenticity of the numbers, but the numbers, basically, you should look at them. They're a good proxy for what's going on. And you probably don't want to go into a very, very low volume category, with the exception of you need to also balance it between, how much is a client worth to you. So if you bring in a client, and what kind of sales funnel are you bringing them into? Is it a direct sales funnel, or is it purely an online sales funnel? Because it's a direct sales funnel, the conversion rate can be like 80-90% when the person makes a phone call. But if it comes to an online, then it could be as low as 5 to 10% or even lower than that. So you need to really look at the economics of what you want to do and make sure that there's enough volume to do it. Now, conversely, what's happened over the last few years is that especially in the case of WordPress, and I'm a very big fan of WordPress as a content management system and the availability of things, it's you can just do a lot more today in reaching people and convincing people than you could do a number of years ago. But you do need expertise in a lot of these things, and it might take a while. So it's a kind of a balance. My suggestion for anybody going into it is to really think about your client and what they're worth. Are they worth? Is every lead worth $1, or are they worth $1,000 or $10,000? If it's worth $10,000, then it's pretty evident that even if it's a low volume category, it's worthwhile to pursue because you have special expertise in your area. But the whole cost of development, like if I was to replicate my site, because I paid for my main site, and it was all custom developed, and to a degree custom developed. But I could replicate a lot of it myself using WordPress for at 10% of the cost of what I paid several years ago for it, because of basically the strides that have been made in WordPress and its capabilities that are out there. So in some respects, it's a golden opportunity for entrepreneurs. At the same time, you need to be very clear and focused in terms of what you want to do and understand exactly what the transaction is. You need to understand, okay, this is the transaction I am trying to achieve, and your site and everything you do should be focused on that transaction.
No, Richard, that's great. I really appreciate that. Those are great insights. Well, thanks for taking time with us today, and look forward to tracking it as your business grows, and wish you all the best.